It is Friday, May 8th, 2026, and I'm fixing to pull honey for the first time this year. I'm not going to pull a lot today, like all that I possibly can, because I don't have a whole lot of time to extract it and stuff. But I'm going to pull what I think I can do today, and then after I extract honey from the frames, I'm going to put those frames, a lot of people call them wet frames, I'm going to put them back in the hives, and they will clean them up and fill them back up. So the sooner I can get them back in while we still have a nectar flow or a flow, the better. Let's check on the swarm that we got a few days ago in our swarm trap and see how they are doing in their hive. This was the swarm that was caught a few days ago, and they're very calm right now. They're working on making some comb on this plastic foundation that I waxed heavily. I see some drones. Drones are male bees. They're bigger than the female worker bees. I don't see the queen on here, but I don't really expect to, because there's no comb that is drawn out on this frame for her to be laying eggs on. But it's not unusual for her to kind of wander around the hive, get to know her new home. This hive has a low population. I think they may have swarmed. I had a hard time finding the queen the last few inspections, and I didn't have time to check for eggs, but I didn't see any like larvae, pupae, anything like that, capped brood. So I'm thinking the queen is no longer here. There definitely should be more bees in this hive. I think they swarmed and were just unable to make a new queen. Or maybe they did and she never made it back from her mating flight. She could have got eaten by a bird before she made it back. Dragonflies will also eat honeybees. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull some capped honey off of this hive to condense them down, because they do not need this much space. They cannot defend all of that space. And they are in fact queenless. I may combine them with another hive that is not queenless. What can happen if this hive goes without a queen for so long? They just die out. The queen is the only bee that can lay both male bees, which are called drones, and female bees, which are workers. The drone's only job is to mate with the queen, most people will say. They do not forage. They do not take care of the eggs, the brood. Without the queen, a hive can go laying worker, is what it's called, and that's where a female worker bee starts to lay eggs. When she starts to lay eggs, she will only lay drones, which is an unfertilized egg. Therefore, the colony cannot survive. There is a lot of bee bread. I don't know if it will show on. So I'm going to keep that one in here. What can happen if I set this frame out? Sometimes bees are opportunists. So some of my other hives down through here may come by, and they may find some easy food to take back to their hive, and they will start what's called robbing. All the honey that I am taking from this hive It is capped. A good rule of thumb when collecting honey, let the bees cap it, because they will cap it when the moisture content in the honey is what it should be for harvesting. This is what I have to be careful about when I have the hives open and I'm setting them off to the side. Just to give you an idea of how big this thing is compared to a honeybee. It is huge. It's like a small hummingbird. And as you can see, they are not happy about it. They're gonna ball up on it and can create so much heat that they kill it. So I'm gonna move this, throw this over here, because it's just gonna make them more mad while I'm trying to get honey. Another thing I could do, I could take these frames and put them on a hive that is doing good. They just need some food. So a good one would be that swarm that I got recently. Would be a good candidate for something like that, because they don't have as many resources. Just like last year, I'm taking these frames, putting them in a storage tote, and that keeps other bees off of them. I don't want to bring bees inside. This hive is the one that has 3 deeps on it, 2 of which I'm using as honey supers because there are so many bees in this hive. I do see some eggs on this frame that are very recently laid, so the queen very likely could be on this frame, so I want to be careful with this one. Yeah, and then if we flip it over here, so all of this, it's kind of a yellow color, that is brood, eggs and brood. And all of this white here, this is capped honey. So this frame is not one that I would pull to extract because it has brood on it, which is surprising because it looks like the 3rd frame from the edge. So she is just laying like crazy. And I do see drones in this colony as well, so that's good. There's more bees down in the bottom box. This hive is just full of bees. It's like my really good production hive that I had last year. So I want to be careful putting that one back down in there, because like I said, she could be on that one. I didn't see her just kind of glancing. And she may not be on it. She may have already moved down into the box or over to another frame. That's why we have to kind of work slow. We don't want to crush her between the frames, between the edges of the box. We don't want to pinch her with our fingers. Most of my hives that I've had, the queen lays in the center. I've not had very many lay on the sides, especially when they've got this much room. But man, she's even laid over here on this frame as well, on this side anyways. So all of this one right here, this is honey. The center of it is uncapped, so I don't want to pull this one either. It might be fine. I could use a refractometer to test it and see, but on this side she's got brood, capped brood. So I don't want to pull that one either. They're starting to get a little mad at me. This is one of those hives or colonies that they have, the population is just so big, you really don't want to make them mad. Because it just looks like a dark cloud coming at you. There's so many bees. This is also a colony that you would not want to make mad without a suit on. Because this many bees, regardless of if I was allergic or not, get stung by this many bees, gonna have some kind of reaction. Something's gonna happen. The other box is behind me. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it because I had a what's called an European hornet at one of these hives in front of me when I was checking it to see if I could get any honey off of them. It was buzzing around. It's funny, I don't even have to look. I can tell by the buzz, by the sound of what it is. I don't even have to look to see it. I know based on the sound. They are just so loud. Almost as loud as this colony right now. Ooh, this is a heavy frame. So, as you can see right there, must have been some wonky comb or something. Yep, I see it. This one I could pull. However, the queen is on this one. So, we definitely don't want to do that. And I'm going to try, see if she will go off of this frame and go on these two. If I place it low enough. She went down to the bottom. That's what, another thing, you have to be careful because some queens are faster than others. Some of them are like more shy. I might can just set this down carefully. She's more in the center of the frame now. So I'm going to carefully set this one down. If I did harm her, there's enough eggs in here they can make another queen. With the same genetic makeup. But this time of year, that's not really something I want them doing. I would rather them be making honey this time of year. If I brought my queen clip, I could have put her in a clip, which with a colony this size, that's what I should have done. And just set her off to the side between one of these frames that I've already inspected. And then I wouldn't have to worry because she could easily come through here, through some of these other frames that I haven't checked yet. So this colony is definitely one that the next time I get in it, I'm going to probably have to use a smoker. These frames are pretty heavy with honey. So I want to be careful setting this down just in case. She has climbed over here. So that's a good frame of capped honey. So I do have some bird comb on the bottom here. That's just where they build outside of the frame. And with that, I will scrape that off when I go to extract this. I'm not going to do it right now.